Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. Today we are going to be having ourselves a Terran versus Protoss on the map Decisive. It is an incredibly good match here today, as it's got two of the guys who've been like the tyrant Koreans for a long time now. So, without further ado, in the top left-hand side of the map, he's a Kazi Terran. It's INnoVation. And in the bottom right-hand side of the map, he's actually just recently become teamless. His name is Trap, and he is probably the best Protoss in the world, if not tied for it. Trap is so good at StarCraft 2. He's one of the Protoss players who beats the Zergs in the big long series. He's also got phenomenal PvT, which we'll be seeing here today. But yeah, he is one of those just incredibly talented Protoss players. And so I honestly think he's going to be the favorite for this cast, which is on the map Decisive. And so I'm excited to cast this TvP. I was just thinking of what am I going to cast, and I thought, it's been too darn long since I cast a good TvP, and it shouldn't get much better than these two. Anyway. Okay, so we take a look. There's Trap Probe being a bit of a jerk. Can INnoVation grab him? No, Trap an expert at controlling that probe. He's heading on out before the Reaper pops out, as INnoVation just goes for a Reaper Expand, which of course is the standard build. There was that like week or month or so which we had every Terran and their dog going for basically the reactor, or I mean, pardon me, the eBay block into the factory reactor, and the command center coming a bit later, so that was kind of cool to see. However, normal opening from INnoVation, he wants that Reaper Scout, he wants that normal timing, and then we see a reactor and a bunker going up on the way, so everything looking good for INnoVation. He scouts out the front of Trap's base. He might jump up with the Reaper here to see if he can see the tech, and he does. He sees the Twilight Council, which is quite nice for him. And I guess that is kind of limiting to Protoss as far as trying to hide your tech against a Reaper goes on the map Decisive, because if you want your pylon at your front, which you generally do in case of, say, an early Terran rush, then that basically means that you have to build your tech either on that pylon in the front, which isn't ideal having your tech at the front, or off this pylon here, which then means, since the pylon's used in the wall off to stop the Reaper jumping actually into your main base, the Reaper will at least see the tech there. So, interesting dynamic if you think about that. All the while we see INnoVation, he's making some Marines, making a Widow Mine. He's getting up a Starport as well, so probably going to be some sort of drop. Nothing new as far as the kind of Terran play goes. INnoVation is actually one of the Terrans who is least likely to innovate, I suppose, as he just finds what works and he sticks with it. Now, yeah, let's take a look. Robo is on the way for Trap. He's getting up a couple of extra gateways and Blink, so going for that Blink play, but a little bit safer than usual. I mean, some Protoss will go for like 2-gate Blink, or we've even seen 1-gate Blink from Protoss, which is just crazy, into a very quick third Nexus. Trap's getting his Nexus a little bit later here, but we should see it coming up relatively soon as he scouts out with his Adept and Probe. INnoVation does load up those Widow Mines to go for a drop. The Adept does shade into the main base. Trap actually finishes that shade. Now that will be a sacking of the Adept, however, he'll get a scout off in INnoVation's main base, so that's probably worth it if he sees all this tech, and he already has, so he sees that INnoVation is going for a 3 racks play. Trap has already got his Robobay on the way, so staying on 2 bases longer, which is exactly what you want as Protoss against a Terran who's going for 3 racks. Oh, does get a connection there as far as Trap is concerned. Loses a Stalker, loses 5 probes to that drop. Pretty painful for the Protoss player. We've seen Trap deal with Widowmine drops much better, losing only 3 probe to something like that, as opposed to 5 into Stalker, so not ideal. It's not terrible damage, but it's not as good as what we've seen Trap do in the past. Also, it may be time to bring this probe home for Trap. He's got an observer out. Yeah, now let's take a look. That third Nexus is up, or on the way up. The Colossus is being produced. The Stalkers are going to start poking. Stalkers of Trap are able to pick off 5 SCVs as reparations for those killed probes earlier, and he's going to get out with the Stalkers, so really cute move by Trap doing that. INnoVation has got quite a large clump of bio, however, and that poor probe, who should have been sent home, does end up dying. Rest in peace, Bob the probe. Now, INnoVation, he's gone for this 3-rack play, so he's going to be pushing out. He's got a decent chunk of bio to do so with. These Stalkers for Trap are going to kite back. He should have a shield battery on the way somewhere, which he can retreat to, but no shield battery yet, which is interesting. This push for INnoVation is going to be looking a little bit scary that Trap's got to deal with. I mean, a third CC is on the way behind this for the Terran, but make no mistake, INnoVation's getting aggressive. He's actually going to load up mainly Marines into these Medivac as he heads towards the main base. Looks like Trap is going to react as Trap's trying to make sure he's got a proper defense. He's got a Colossus staying at his third base. There is a shield battery on the way. INnoVation scans, but he can't go in there, seeing as how there is going to be that battery finishing up soon. Meanwhile, the drop is getting shut down. INnoVation almost loses that Medivac. And so while the Terran player had a pretty scary army, he can't actually get on in there. Trap's positioning, his response to this has been pretty darn good. His observers have been clutch, seeing INnoVation's positioning almost perfectly throughout this game. Earlier on, spotting the move out, spotting the 3-racks play, and now Trap seeing INnoVation posturing, wanting to get some damage done. It looks like the Terran player is looking to push on in towards the natural base, but with sentries, 2 Colossus, I don't see a hope in hell for INnoVation making an attack like this work. He's retreating, he loses a Marauder. One Widowmine does get a shot off, hits a sentry, I believe. Now, behind this, INnoVation is going to be getting up his additional barracks. He's getting up Viking production going. No second starport just yet, but he does have a third command center done. So he's not in a terrible economic position or anything like that. As Trap does, however, throw up a 4th base, wanting to continue growing as the Protoss. Alright, now let's take a look here. We see there is multiple mules on this base for INnoVation, getting him a nice boost to his income if we pull that up. Looks like a forge is on the way for Trap, a second forge that is. He's going to be getting his upgrades going, and this game's going to be heading into a more macro stage, which is kind of exciting as Terran's macroing against Protoss right now is in a bit of a renaissance. It has been for a while now, but yeah, we'll see what INnoVation's able to get done against someone like Trap, as Trap's defense so far has been rock solid. Now it's up to him to make no blunders from this point on, and he should be in a pretty good spot in this game. INnoVation, of course, would have liked to get any amount of damage done there, but for now the game is just continuing on. INnoVation's getting a Ghost Academy. He's getting his own 4th command center on the way, on location. Greedy Terran going for that, but that's how PvT is at the minute. Lots of macro from both these players. We see INnoVation's moving out with his bio. He's simming towards that 3rd base. However, Trap isn't going to be far from getting in position for that. And yeah, INnoVation's like, oh, on second thought, I won't commit into all those Colossus and Stalkers. That would be a bad move. INnoVation's got some Vikings almost in position to catch this Warp Prism. Trap has got speed for this Prism, so he will be able to get Zealots, get that Prism into INnoVation space very quickly. And I can't talk enough about Trap's vision this game. It's been so darn good. He's got Zealots, Observers all over the place, so INnoVation can't catch him off guard, and Trap is prepared to deal with anything that comes towards his face. One Zealot gets dropped at the 4th command center, gonna delay that. INnoVation all of a sudden is gonna have to react to this Prism, which just basically gunned it into his base. The Vikings are gonna want to get on top of that Prism as soon as possible, but we see Trap, he's already getting some SCV kills. As SCVs were abandoning the natural, the main's not safe either. These Vikings do want to get on top of that Prism. Is Trap just gonna recall it? Yes, he is. He's that good of a Protoss. He now knows INnoVation is out of position. He's gonna be pushing in. INnoVation, of course, a very good player, is going to be anticipating the Protoss's sort of counter move out to this. It's that classic 1-2 punch. But yeah, the Terran player did not actually deal with these Zealots in his main, so his factory is going to go down to these Zealots. A couple Marines rallying out, going to try and deal with this. INnoVation has got Ghosts out, but might actually lose a Ghost to the Zealots. No, the Ghost stays alive. That's very nice. Those are rather expensive. Trap, however, is basically just taking this and running with it. That was some great harassment. While it didn't get too much damage done, it definitely gave Trap the momentum in this game. The 5th base is now getting up. He's throwing up cannons and batteries to really secure this location. A Dark Shrine on the way. +2 attack is about to finish up. That being said, INnoVation is about to have his 2-2 finished up, so he'll have a slight upgrade lead against the Protoss. He's going to be almost maxed out, so it might be his time to make a fight happen. The Vikings for INnoVation are actually looking for something. But we see INnoVation isn't just planning on going for some big all-in. He's already got his 3-3 on the way, wanting to keep his upgrades going. Trap's got his forges going too, and he is chrono boosting them, so the upgrades should be relatively even in the near future. Let's take a look now. INnoVation going to be moving towards the 5th base of Trap. This could potentially be a nice position, but then we take a look and all of a sudden see there is 7 glowing orbs to defend this base. Nothing else. Nothing else. And INnoVation, oh god, he's got to be careful. Yeah, the scan sees those disruptors. INnoVation says, nope, nope, nope. Not having me any of that. And it's going to be tough for INnoVation to take a fight. You pretty much just have to quickly take a fight. But he can't fight with this one. Too much of his army is split off to the right-hand side. He's going to lose a Ghost. Gets into the choke point, but with all the Vikings gone, there's no way INnoVation can fight against those Colossus. He's kiting as well as he can. He does have the rest of his army coming on in. The Vikings are now coming in from the bottom side, and this could actually be bad positioning from Trap. He could be caught off guard a little bit here. If INnoVation can make a sandwich happen, this would be huge. Does INnoVation stim to close this army off? Yes, he does. Oh, this is a disaster for Trap. I think he needs to recall, but he might not even have that ready, and oh, this is so bad for Trap. The disruptors are coming in. INnoVation just runs away from them, though, and all of a sudden, Trap's standing army is gone. He's got nothing but DTs and disruptors at this point in the game. That was a beautiful sandwich by INnoVation, getting on top of the Protoss army. Now, that doesn't mean Trap is dead yet, because INnoVation's still got to play around these disruptors, but this has put Trap into a rather uncomfortable position. INnoVation can now start doing things like testing Trap, more so than he's been able to do this entire game. We see DTs are going for a counterattack for Trap, but at the same time, INnoVation cancels Trap's 6th base. This bio is coming in, EMP hitting the disruptors. Lots of Zealots are closing the distance though, but I think one of those disruptors even hit the Zealots. We do see the DTs getting on top of this army though. INnoVation has to lift up, get on out. The Stalkers, do they blink underneath this? Yes, they do. They don't get one of the full medivacs however, but INnoVation, while this is going on, is going to be pushing the 3rd or 4th base of Trap. A recall gets used, get some units in here to defend it, and that is enough, but Trap feeling the heat a little bit this game. So far, though, he's done a good job holding on. Trap has been able to get out one more Colossus. He's got another one on the way, and things will even on up a little bit as Trap restabilizes. The supply is very even once more, and INnoVation hasn't been able to get a killing blow or anything off on his opponent yet. INnoVation very good at splitting his armies, taking small skirmishes all over the map. He's got a very high ghost count, even getting a fusion core on the way, +3 ship weapons, so maybe planning a mass liberator transition. This bio is going to find the 6th base. INnoVation not really paying attention to it though, and oh, the disruptors, oh my god, the connections there. That was absolutely disgusting. Totally just rolls INnoVation's army. These Stalkers are now going to be able to deal with these few surviving units. Going the way of those other units, but man, that was painful for INnoVation. Looks like some DTs are going to be cleaned on up by the Terran player. Good job by INnoVation staying on top of that, scanning quickly, but oh, that was very painful for INnoVation. You can't sleep on disruptors. You got to be paying attention to your army every second or two. because that's all it takes for a Disruptor to jump up on you. We see an EMP go down for INnoVation, but Trap is very confident, knowing how much of INnoVation's supply cleared. It looks like the Zealots are going down rather quickly, but oh, another big Disruptor hit goes down. INnoVation trying to split against it, but it's very tough to split against these Disruptors. Trap warping in more and more Zealots, going to be wanting to make a fight happen. INnoVation in a very, very tough spot as more Colossus join up with this army, and this is just not easy for the Terran. Trap gets a big Nova off, hits the army, very well timed, and now he says, yeah, there's a PF there, but there's not a PF at your natural. So Trap's just pushing on in. INnoVation trying to do what he can, but the Disruptor shots are endless. What a slaughter by Trap as he is able to take the game just like that, rolling over INnoVation's army, and yeah, that was very, very painful for us Terran fans, as INnoVation did not split well enough against that kind of army. It's tough to do as the Terran to make the splits happen all the time. And Trap, I mean, he had very good unit positioning. He just took the momentum that game after that hit down here to the south. And then he was like, I can probably kill you now. INnoVation didn't have enough bio, didn't have the proper positioning, and GG got called. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to say it at the start of this game. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. Subscribe and join the Bell Gang. The Bell Gang gets you notified whenever I live stream, whenever I put up a new video. And if you do want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. Press that join button or use the membership link to get various perks. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. My name is LaughNgamez.